So before joining our panels, let's just weave in the tail ends which are left. Yeah, and that's it. We can just cut the tail. And these strands are already like the tail ends which we have woven inside while working with the rounds, so we can just cut them off. Yeah, it's done. So now we're going to join our panels. So I'll be using safety pin as a stitch marker, but if you have a stitch marker you can go ahead with that. So we're just going to turn our work and just insert your needle in the slip stitch or any loop in between the two petals. So this is the back loop, so I'm just gonna mark it like this, and now we'll just leave 1 2 3 4. This much will be enough, I guess. So I'm just gonna mark my stitch here. So I think this much opening is enough for me to put the stuff in. So it'll be this much. So we're going to join our panels. So we'll just flip our work, and this was the first stitch marker and this is the second one. So from here we'll start making a double crochet all the way around till here. So let's remove our stitch marker and we can start from here in the back panel. So hold your yarn like this, bring it out, and you can just drop the tail and make 3 stitches, 3 chains. And now we'll be making 1 double crochet in each back loop which is left, in each stitch of the back loop only. So we'll start from here. So first we'll make in the same back loop, then we'll go for the next one. So this is our next back loop. So hold the tail along with it. Oops. Then go for the next back loop. So this way we're just going to make 1 double crochet in each stitch till we reach the stitch marker. So I think so this will be enough for the tail to be secured. We'll just use this last stitch of the set. And we can just cut the tail off. So I'll just keep making 1 double crochet through the entire round till I reach my first double stitch marker. So I hope you can see the back loop clearly. So we'll be using these back loops to make the double crochet. You can see it very clearly. So I'll join you when I reach to the next stitch marker. So we've come to the end of this round. We've made 1 double crochet from this petal, the beginning of this petal, all the way around till this one. So we have left a gap of 1 2 3 4 petals we have left for the opening, and this is my last stitch. So I'm just gonna make one last double crochet in this one, and here we are done making the width. If you're not satisfied with this width or the room's space which will be there between the panels, you can just go ahead and make one more round of double crochet. I think this will be enough for me. This much width will be enough for me, so it will come around this much. Like this. So I'm just gonna make one chain and cut my yarn. Okay, before cutting my yarn, I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna leave a big tail to sew both the panels. So how I take the measurement, because we'll need to leave a long tail to stitch, so I'll just measure 3 times of the round which we have made, because we are going to stitch both the panels from here to here. So I'll just leave measure 3 times of it, like this is 1, then again I'm gonna go back. This just to be on the safer side, we should not fall short of yarn to stitch both the panels, and then again I'm gonna go for the third round. So this is just an approximate measurement, and then we can just cut off your yarn from here. So we have enough of tail end to be used to stitch. So I'm just gonna, we have made one chain here, so we'll just remove our entire tail from here and then just tighten this. And now we're going to stitch both the panels. So here's our tail end. So we can just take any one end of the petal to start attaching it with this panel. So what we are going to do is, now this will be our stitch where we'll start stitching. See, this petal started from here, and we have started our double crochet from between both the petals. So even here between both the petals we are going to use this stitch. So this is basically the front post double crochet which we the stitch of the front post double crochet which we left, because we didn't use the front part, the front loop of the front post double crochet. So this is the stitch, because we have worked in the post, right? So we're just going to use this one. So I think I'll just, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna insert my needle in between this one, and I'm just gonna tie a knot to make our work a little stronger. So insert your hook back again in that panel like this, and again you insert into the same loop in which you inserted your needle, and just insert your hook into the loop and make a knot like this. Now all we have to do is just insert your needle into this the stitch and take your back loop only of this panel and just keep sewing them. Again you go for the next stitch of the double crochet round which we made, and we'll use the back loop of this panel. Then again you go for the stitch and the back loop. So we'll just keep doing this. And attaching both the panels together like this. So I'll just tell you once again, we're using this stitch of the double crochet round which we made, and we are using the back loop of this panel to join both the panels like this. So I'll just attach both of the panels till here and come back. So we've come to the end of this round, and this is the last stitch which is remaining. So I'll just insert my hook and finish it off, and I'm just gonna leave little loop to tie a knot, and I'm just gonna tie a knot once more just to make it stronger, and then we can just pass it inside. And we are just going to hide this tail. This much should be enough. And just cut it off. So we have joined both the panels, as you can see. So it's gonna be like this. And now we're just gonna make the handle for this purse. So I'll meet you in the next section. So the next thing what I will be doing is I'm gonna put lining for my bag. So I have just marked the opening measurement, which is this. So I just kept my fabric over that and just measured it, and just roughly I've marked it. So this is completely optional. If you do not want to put the lining, there's no need for this step, but I'm putting it since there are gaps in this bag, so we don't want anything to fall out of the bag, small things like pens or smaller things. So that's why I'm putting this lining, but it's completely upon you. If you do not wish to put the lining, then you can skip this step. So I have these two panels of the fabrics. Even I'm making a lining, I'm putting a lining for a round bag for the first time. Before, once I had made a round bag, but in that I had put a firm stiffener kind of a thing, so that I had stitched along with the work. But since this idea came to me later, so even I'm trying some methods to put the lining in. So I have cut these two panels, and I have just cut a strip of a same cloth. So what I am going to do is I'm just gonna stitch this strip along like this. So I'm gonna stitch all the way around till here. Then I can just cut this thing off, and then I will be joining this panel along with this the whole way till it comes till here. So I'll just do it and I'll show you how it turns out. So I have done stitching the lining. So what I have done is I have stitched this side seam outside, and same goes for the other panel. So for both the panels the seam is towards the outside, so that we can get a nice finishing on the inside, as you can see. because this is the portion which will be seen and this will be hidden in the purse. So here's the purse. I hope you'll be able to see this. So what I'm planning to do, as I told you, I'm not an expert in lining, so even I'm just figuring it out. So what I'm going to do is I'll just insert this inside, adjust it everywhere. And now I will be sewing my work over here the entire way. And then I haven't decided whether I want to put a zipper or a magnetic button. Most probably I'll be putting a zipper, so I won't be making a tutorial for that because even I will be practicing it first. You can get many videos online of how to put a zipper to your bag, so you can just follow that. So I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to stitch it like this, just this one. I'm not going to sew it inside. I'm just going to keep it loose, so that suppose if your something falls on your liner and if it's dirty, then you can just just push it out and you can just wash it, and after it dries you can again insert it. You don't have to wash the entire purse. So I'll just stitch it, but I'm gonna fast forward it because otherwise it's gonna be a very lengthy video. So if you want to see the sewing process, you can just slow down the speed and just have a look on how I'm gonna stitch this. I'll just show few stitches of how I'm going to do it because we don't want the thread to be seen outside. So how we are going to stitch it is, okay, I'll start from here. So we're going to sew it on the cloth first, the first stitch, and then we're just gonna take few strands of the yarn, not the entire thing. So just one or two, sorry, so that it can't be seen here. So after stitching this one, after sewing this one, I'm just gonna bring it out like this. And we'll just insert a needle to the cloth and then few strands of, or just one part of the stitch you can just stitch around so that nothing can be seen here. Again, we're just gonna insert a needle like this, grab few strands of the yarn, and just sew it. Like this. I'll just show you once more. And just take a few strands of the yarn and come towards this side. Like this. So I'm just gonna finish sewing the entire row. Suppose your lining is a little bigger than, like, you're getting leftover lining over here, it's little loose, so then you can just make a pleat like this and stitch it. It's not going to make that big of a difference, so you can just stitch it like this. So let me just finish this. I won't be able to explain better to you how much I can. I'll just try to make this and show you. I'll be leaving a few stitches, like the first two double crochets I'll be leaving, because we need to attach the handle. So I'm just gonna 1 or 2 stitches down, and sew it. Or I think I'll just finish this here and sew the other panel, and then after I attach my handle, then I'm gonna sew that part. So I'll just finish this here. So I've almost reached to the end of the next panel. So just a reminder that I'm not inserting my needle totally outside. I'm just using few strands of the yarn, or just 1 or 2 strands of the yarn to sew it, so that nothing is seen outside. As you can see, we can't see any stitches outside. So we are done sewing our liner in the bag, and I'm actually kind of happy with the outcome. So it looks very neat inside. So now, as we have left this space, we didn't sew this place, so we'll just make a handle over here. So what I decided, that I'm gonna use both the colors together to make the handle. So it's just gonna be a cord of chains. I'm not gonna do anything fancy about it, but the beginning of the cord, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make it. So for this, I'm using 6 mm hook, since we are holding 2 yarns together. So I'll just leave a little longer tail. This will be sufficient. So you can just start your work from the here. From here you can just insert your needle anywhere from the panel which is closest to our double crochet. So, and come out like this, and just hold your yarn, bring it up, and you can just drop the tail and make 3 chains. So 1, 2 and 3. And now we'll be making one, two, three, four double crochets together, and we are going to use two double crochets. We'll be crocheting around two double crochet for extra, what do we say, to make it more, to make our work more stronger and durable. So yarn over, insert your hook after the second double crochet in the like double crochet always has two sections, one and two. So we first will insert in this section. I'll just bring the camera closer. Okay, so as I said, every double crochet has two sections, which is one, and then the yarn comes, and then this is the second one. So I'll insert my hook into the first section of the second double crochet, and we are holding the tail along with our work. Bring the loop up, yarn over, pull through two, and do not finish your work. Do not finish that double crochet. Again we are going to yarn over into the second section of the double crochet. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. And now, as we did in the first one, we're just going to use this section of our border or of this panel. So just yarn over, insert your hook here and bring it out like this, and just make your incomplete double crochet. So we are having four loops on our hook. So now we can just pull through all of them. So our work is very strong here. And now we can just no, I think I made a mistake here. I took the stitch after the stitch which I was supposed to make. So this is the stitch over here. This one. So I'm just going to yarn over. It comes straight line in this. So just make your incomplete double crochet, and now we can just pull through all of them. And now we can just keep making chains till we come to the desired length of your cord. So I'll just make the chains, I'll make the cord, and then let you know how big the cord was. So I'm done making the cord. So I've made a total of 100 chains. So I think so this height will be enough, because once we put things in our bag, it'll weigh, and when the bag weighs, this cord will stretch more. So we don't need to make the exact height of what we want. We can just make little shorter, because when we put the weight inside our bag, it hangs naturally, it stretches the cord, so it will reach it your desired height of the cord or the handle which you want to make. So I have made here 100 chains, and now we'll just join it in onto the next side. So as you can see, I'll be using these two double crochets. So we are going to insert a hook over here. We'll insert from here inside like this. I'll just show you. There's no hard and fast rule where you need to insert. If you want only the double crochets, you can just make it around the double crochets, but I just want the work to be little stronger, so I'm just using the joining stitch of the panel, which is here, for extra strength. So even if you don't figure out, it's okay, you can just go ahead and crochet around the double crochets. So I'll just show you if you can understand. So I'll just insert my hook here and bring it out like this from the panel, and then, oh sorry, I didn't yarn over. So I'm gonna yarn over and then insert my hook from here and bring it out towards the panel. and just pull up a loop and make your first half double crochet. Then these are the 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So this is the first part of the double crochet, so we are going to insert here, pull up a loop, pull through first 2 loops. Then again we are going for the second part of the double crochet, which is here. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through first 2, and now we are going to insert into the side panel. So insert your hook here, bring it out of the panel like this, and then you can just pull up a loop and then pull through first 2 loops. Now we have 4 loops on our hook. Now yarn over and pull through all of them like this, and then we can just make a chain, and we'll just make one more chain for extra safety, and then we can just cut off our yarn and just pull through like this. So now what we are going to do is, since this is seen like this, we are going to weave it in this work which we have made. So we'll just use our crochet hook itself, and we'll just insert our hook like this and bring it out like this. Then we're gonna go through the next loop, the next stitch which we see over here, and just pass it through some stitches like this. Then we are going to insert into the next stitch, this one, and just pass it through. Then the next stitch, just insert your hook and pass it through like this. And then this is the last one, so we're just going to insert our hook into the last stitch and pass it through. Then we can come to the back side again, and here also we can do the same thing. Just insert your hook and pass your tail through like this. Like this. So now our work is extra strong, and now we can just cut the tail off, or if you want you can just go through the stitch and make a chain, and then you can cut it off. Because my concern is entirely over the durability of the product, so I just try to make it extra secure so that it doesn't open up. There. So we have joined both the sides of the cord, and the cord looks really beautiful. And I forgot to tell you that you have to keep the chain straight before joining it. It should not be twisted in any way. And now we'll just finish stitching this part over here and covering up the sides, and this tail we can just let it go inside, and then we can just stitch it up. So I'll just finish stitching this and come back to you. This this is it, guys. We have finished making a bag. So after attaching the cord and sewing everything, I just went ahead and sewed a pair of magnetic buttons. I didn't go for the zipper, and I have made these beautiful tassels which are complementing the bag so beautifully. So I hope you liked this tutorial. So let me know in the comment section how you felt about it. And yes, as I said, that I'd be looking forward for the projects which you made learning this. So do share it on my Instagram. And if you like this tutorial, if it's helpful for you, then do consider subscribing and like, share and comment. So until the next video, bye bye.